Hi there, Buckingham community members. I wanted to provide you with an update on the status of our water here in Buckingham. As you know, we are under a boil water advisory and have been for some time. It seems to be linked to a high level of rain back on September 28th. Through data collection and research undertaken by Chris, we found out that turbidity levels were quite high within well number 2. Currently that well has been disconnected with the remainder of the water system functioning. Basically through research efforts, what we found was a high level of turbidity, more specifically within well number 2, the one located nearest Jesse's place in the back portion of it. And what turbidity is essentially areas of surface water leaking down into the groundwater. We had an individual from the Department of Environment, once we found out of the situation, they were contacted along with Karen Boyles, and basically what had taken place was a number of sort of on the ground, sort of looking at various things involving the development project, the highway project, to see if there could be traced to certain causes related to this turbidity. More recently, on Friday, we had a major meeting involving water. We had 2 hydrogeologists involved within that meeting. These are scientists that have intimate knowledge on how groundwater is impacted by surface activities. So there is a hydrogeologist with the Department of Transportation. They have also contracted another hydrogeologist to work on this particular file for us. That hydrogeologist is in the process of conducting an assessment report on involving how our wells are impacted as it relates to turbidity. Currently, the main well that is the source of this turbidity is well number 2 that has been disconnected from our main system and is in the process of being flushed out and cleaned. So there is a lot of research that is currently being undertaken to understand what is going on. This isn't the first time we had high turbidity levels within our well, but certainly it's the first time we have such an extensive team involved on figuring out what is going on. So as we're waiting for that research to be undertaken, and as I understand, since turbidity levels were recorded, the turbidity level has been slowly decreasing within our current water supply at various points. So obviously that is good news, and we're going to keep track of that as well and let you know when it gets under a acceptable level. Okay, another item while we're doing an update is the status of employment related to the highway development project. As you know, that NOVA was the successful bidder within the second tender, and there is an agreement we have that accounts for a minimum of 20% of the jobs located on that site would be provided to Buckingham members, provided they're qualified and certainly willing to work. So what we're doing is we're keeping close track of that. Paul has been working on our behalf. She's been working with Joanne Ortega with NOVA with respect to us meeting those targets. I understand there are 2 additional community members that are going to be hired within the next couple days for that project. We as council are meeting weekly with Paula, who is providing us with up-to-date and current information on the status of the project, the number of people working, and how NOVA is meeting their targets for employment involving community members. So I just wanted to provide that update to you that there's certainly a plan in place, and certainly we're looking to, make sure that NOVA, in addition to any other contractor, sort of meets current employment targets for community members.